call the clerk.
Private members' business. Notice number 5. Workforce participation. Motion by the member for Mayo.
I call the member for Mayo.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. I move the motion relating to workforce participation in the terms of which appears on the notice paper. Mr Speaker, Australia's unemployment rate has plummeted to 3.5% last month. This is the lowest rate in 48 years and effectively full employment. This is a good thing, but it has created an increasingly tight labour market with high demand for engaging and retaining workers, particularly in the regions. Consequently, it's become increasingly difficult for employers to find and attract staff. In my electorate, I'm reminded of this on a daily basis, the need for workers to pick fruit, package produce, serve in retail and hospitality. Even just on Saturday, just talking to a tyre business desperately looking for a mechanic, willing to pay double, and they've been looking for months. Regional communities are desperately looking for workers to function and, in many instances, to provide for the supply of food that we all enjoy. While our local communities struggle with the lost economic opportunity, a solution to the workforce problem sits idle in anticipation right before us. The solution is our older Australians. Mr Speaker, Australia has one of the lowest workforce participation rates for people aged 65 years and older. It is currently 14.2%, and this compares with the OECD average of 15.3%, in Sweden 19%, United States 19.4%, and our New Zealand neighbour 24.8%. Workforce participation among pensioners with limited savings is even lower, at just 3%. The data and the anecdotal evidence strongly suggest there is an underutilised workforce available to us. However, older Australians are prematurely leaving critical sectors such as aged care and other allied health sectors because of the penalty associated with working and the consequential reduction in pension entitlements. The anxiety and stress of dealing with Centrelink every fortnight is precluding people from continuing on in the workforce. According to Australia's Bureau of Statistics, there were 107,700 people aged 60 to 69 who are no longer in the labour force, not retired and not currently employed, but wanting to work part-time or perhaps even close to full-time. National Seniors Australia found in a recent survey that 1 in 5 pensioners would consider re-entering the workforce, and this was prior to the latest inflation and cost of living increases. Many older Australians want to work. Our businesses, our regions and critical sectors want older Australians to work. What we need now is a government that also wants older Australians to be given the opportunity to work. This helps to address our workforce shortages. We'll see an increase in tax paid and will encourage the transfer of workforce skills from older Australians to younger Australians. And I'm calling on the government to do its bit to make the necessary changes to allow older Australians to participate in the workforce without penalty of losing their pension. Specifically, to provide an opt-in scheme to increase the income threshold for pensioners with limited savings as an incentive to engage and to re-engage people into paid work. Such a scheme would be voluntary and, importantly for government, would increase tax revenue and positively contribute to our GDP. The extra tax revenue could be used to help fund core needs such as aged care. Mr Speaker, this place rarely gets the opportunity to debate and review policy initiatives that has support across a broad spectrum of representative bodies, and this policy has support. National Seniors Australia has championed this policy. The National Farmers Federation, the Business Council of Australia, the Council of Business Organisations Australia, often known as COSBOA, support this policy. Dairy farmers support this policy. This is desperately needed. Family businesses, from small family businesses to large businesses, support this policy, and our most critical sectors such as health and in agriculture desperately need this policy. And I ask the government, even just to trial this initiative, even if you just trial it in our regions, it just makes good sense. And I think that there would be broad support across this parliament to help older Australians to access employment for those who want to do it without having to deal with Centrelink every fortnight and without losing 50 cents in the dollar for working hard for Australia. Thank you.